Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Captain Frost, and in this episode of Build Watch we are gonna be looking at Poison SRS League Starter that has pretty good damage. We see here it's 6 million DPS. It's gonna be taken from a character of day 2 from the Crucible League. As you can see here, it's on Time Machine day 2. This is what do we have. We do have 6 Link Covenant here, we do have the Surrender, we do have Severed in Sleep and Jinx Juju with some additional jewelry and Amanamos Gaze, but nothing too crazy. We don't have any too pricey items, and with only this setup in mind we can achieve pretty big results in my opinion. So we do have 6 million DPS with all our Raging Spirit up, with everything going on. We do have 100k effective life pool, which is very good, and you're probably gonna be pretty defended. You're gonna be defended pretty good against everything, and yeah, we're gonna be starting looking at the character. But for the moment, I will encourage you to subscribe to the channel, because if you're subscribing to the channel, and if this video is gonna get at least like 20, 30, 40 people who are subscribed from the looking at the video, I'm definitely gonna be producing 2 more videos from these videos only. It means that there may be like 2, 3, 4 videos in a day if the video is successful, and if people are subscribing, and I really hope that they do. So if you want more content like this, then definitely please do think about subscribing to the channel. And that's it for me self-promoting here. Let's go and let's check everything that goes around with this build, how it works, which Specters are we taking, and all this stuff like that. So first of all, we're gonna look a bit on the talent tree, which like clusters we're taking, then we're gonna go for skills, then we're gonna go for items, and that's gonna be it. So as you can see, it's a life-based character. So we are taking pretty big amounts of life. We are taking some block chances. Again, mana reservation efficiency is always very, very good. We are going for some spell suppression as well. We are taking Eldritch Battery. Even though it takes us so much talent points, we still do require Eldritch Battery for our build to work. And it's just gonna be very, very comfortable, and it's just such a big quality of life. And we don't have access to the pricey devouring diadem as well, because it has raised in price in the recent league. So yeah, that's what are we taking. Then we're taking as much jewel slots as possible. That's due to our synergy with our unique jewel that we're taking. We're going for cluster jewel that gives us, of course, minion talents, and we see here it just gives us our minions movement speed, attack speed, increased damage and stuff like that. And then we're taking again minions life talents with this minions created recently cannot be damaged, which is just this is one of the things that you almost required to have on your SRS. They are gonna be working without it, but with it, it's such a quality of life. So for 4 seconds, your summon rage spirits are gonna be invulnerable, and that's just massive. Then we're taking our, as again, regular jewels are very important for us as well. That's why our cluster jewel serves us pretty well as well, because it has 2 additional slots where we can slot in regular, and it's abyssal ghastly eye jewels. They specifically should be that. Then we're taking talents for Spectre, for +1 to Specters, and just damage for our minions as well. Then we're taking more spell block stuff, we're taking more life, more mana reservation efficiency, more minion damage, increased effect of offerings, more jewel slots, some additional armor with energy shield as well. Increases to energy shield are gonna be quite useful, because that is your pseudo mana pool as well. Then again, more life, just more minion talents, and that's pretty much it. This talent tree is quite straightforward. There's nothing too crazy going on in here. We do have, and again, yeah, we do have very big spell block chance, very big block chance. Here we are taking more block as well. We are not taking glancing blows, so that way our block is real block and not this squishy block that still manages to let through some damage towards you. We do have almost capped spell suppression chance, which you do want to have a cap 100%, but it's a day 2 character, and as you can probably understand, it's quite hard for you to do everything good with your character on day 1 or on day 2, I mean. So yeah, now let's go and look at our probably jewel. Probably jewel first. This is rarity 10 in here. That's my pop, so let's go in here and let's see it here. Yeah, that's because it's from Reliquary. So it's Amanamus Gaze. It gives you some attributes, but minions have plus 6% to damage overtime multiplier per ghastly eye jewel, affecting you up to a maximum of 30%, and for 30% you need 5 of them. So yeah, if you were to like 5 and 6, it's 30. So yeah, but you can get more. It's not gonna be bad for you, but we do have our minimum 5 ghastly jewels for this big damage multiplier from Amanamus Gaze. Then yeah, we're coming back for our pub. We're going for, so talent tree is covered up pretty well. There's nothing special with our regular jewels. It's just a bunch of flat damage. It's chance to poison, additional chance to poison, pretty much everywhere where you can get it. Some additional resistances maybe, yes, as well. Where do we can find another? Yeah, so this is here. We do have again chance to poison enemies on hit, which is just, yeah, for our poison SRS, it is very heavily encouraged for you to have that. And yeah, that's it. That's when it comes to your, yeah, this is our Amanamus Gaze. So and now let's go for our skill gems. Let's see what we have in there. So with our main setup, we do have our Summon Raging Spirit. Yeah, it's quite obvious. Then we are taking Unleash for us to produce more of them quite faster. We do have Unbound Ailments, so damage with ailments, and duration of ailments as well. So it's for poisons, it's just an unlimited. You do have unlimited numbers of poisons that may be applied to enemy, which means that its duration is a very big multiplier. Multi-strike for our Raging Spirits to attack faster. Withering Touch for them to have extra chaos damage and having chance to inflict Withering Touch, and minion damage, which is definitely very good as well. With Withering Touch you do have Anomalous Quality, which you can skip, but it's pretty good. Supported skills have 20% increased skill effect duration, which is definitely pretty big. Yeah, that's when it comes to your main stuff going on. Then what do we have here in utility skill setups? We do have Arcanist Brand with Despair, Bone Offering, and Desecrate. So your Arcanist Brand will spawn corpses, it will use Bone Offering, that will give you chance to block spell and attack damage, and it's gonna be pretty nice. And it uses Despair, which decreases enemies chaos resist. Then as our reservation, we do have Determination here. We do have this Divine Blessing that gives us our support skills, aura skills that create permanent auras around you, changing the reservation to a cost and making them temporary. Cannot support banner or stance skills, but we do have to have this in mind. So as you can see it here, it isn't linked, which means that this Divine Blessing counts only towards the Envy skill that Severed in Sleep gives us. And our Determination itself is gonna be used on us. It's not gonna be buffed by Generosity neither. So Generosity and Divine Blessing we want to be on our Envy, and our Determination we just want to have on ourselves without anything special and stuff like that. That was just one of your free places where you can place your determination. And if you do have a skill on an item, then you don't really need any support gems that you are placing on that item are gonna be applied to the skill that that item gives you. If that's in case if you didn't know that. So yeah, but determination itself, as you can see here, oh yeah, and that's why pop counts. I even didn't like looked at it. So if you were to remove it from here and then place it somewhere in the different parts, so yeah, it should be envy in here, but you can't really do that in pop. So you're just creating new one. You're getting your determination here. Yeah, and then with your determination, you do have 26k armor, and your effective life pool goes even higher, and you're protected against physical damage way more. So yeah, that's a bit of a mistake. That's a bit of a thing that I didn't notice while I was going from PoE Ninja to the POB. So yeah, determination you want to have on yourself, not with generosity by any means, and then your generosity and divine blessing. So your envy is not going to be an aura. Your envy is going to be a skill that you are using that costs some mana, and in our case, it's just going to cost us some energy shield that will regenerate quite fast. And as you can see here, we do have unreserved mana just right with all this setup. So if you are a bit low on mana reservation passives, or maybe somewhere around you don't have enough mana reservation efficiency, and you're like 1 or 2 or 3% off, then definitely get some mana reservation efficiency either on maybe on regular jewel, maybe on helmet or somewhere around. But you do have to have. So as you can see here, this helmet it has +2 level of all minion skills. That's why it's good with all the other stats. It has a regeneration, maximum life, but it doesn't has any additional mana reservation efficiency. And if you are starved with that particular stat, then you definitely can get it in some other places, because it's quite tight in here. So 0% unreserved mana we do have left. So yeah, and we don't really need our mana because we are using Eldritch Battery, and we can use all the skills that are available for us for our energy shield. And that's why we do have, even with Divine Blessing, Envy is going to be usable with Divine Blessing, and it's just going to be your active skill, and it's not going to be an aura for all the duration. So yeah, that's when it comes to that thing. Then with our race specters. So with our race specters, you mostly want your Arena Master and Pale Seraphim going on. It's gonna be your damage boosters, and then you want either a second Arena Master for more uptime, or Carnage Chieftain for frenzy charges for your Raging Spirits. So that's what's gonna be with race specters. You don't really need anything to support them. Maybe if they are dying, you can get some minion life there or minion resistances there, but it more depends. So here we have just a regular our movement spell, movement skill, shield charge with Culling Strike. So yeah, our specters can call, our shield charge can call, and it's gonna be good against bosses. Then we do have our Wall Molten Shell with you can again get here some cast-while damage taking if you do have some spare sockets. It all depends. You may not use, I don't know, Culling Strike. If you are more comfortable with regular Molten Shell going off by automatically, then you can sacrifice something in here. Then in our other weapon, that's in our shield, and shield is this render, but it doesn't give you, it grants you Reckoning, but it's not too useful. So yeah, here we have our vitality that gives us straight up just a bit of regeneration, and it's an additional aura as well. So by the way, I should have looked at our just not talent tree, but ascendancy talents. Yeah, so we do have Commander of Darkness. Auras from your skills grant 3% increased attack and cast speed to you and allies. You and nearby deal some additional damage, have some additional elemental resistances. So for each and every auras from your skills, you have 3% increased attack and cast speed to your allies, which is a good damage increase, and that's why you want to have at least some aura. So vitality here, it reserves 50 mana, which isn't too much if you do have 1000, and it's an additional 3% attack speed. You can use it, you can skip it. It all depends on you. Then we have here Defiance Banner, which is just your straight up defensive stuff, and Flame Dash for you to quickly dodge enemies' abilities. Then we are using Tempest Shield for us to have more chance to block spell damage. It gives us immunity to shock, which is definitely a very, very powerful stuff in here. As well, we do have Malevolence, we do have Feeding Frenzy with Summon Stone Golem. So Summon Stone Golem will give you additional life regen. Feeding Frenzy will make your golems aggressive. Yeah, and that's mostly it. Yeah, and that's it. Nothing too special. So Envy is the aura that you're gonna be using with Divine Blessing. It's gonna be your damage cooldown. Reckoning is something that we aren't really interested in. It goes from the Surrender. Edict of Inferno is something that you can get on your gloves from the Labyrinth, and Determination is our defensive aura. Now let's go for the items, because probably this build is already quite long. Yeah, it's already 15 minutes and we are a bit not on the schedule. Okay, so Severity and Sleep, why it's good? It gives us Envy, which is powerful button. It gives our minions some Chaos Res, chance to inflict Wither on hit, and minions have some crit strike multiplier per Wither buff on enemy, but the main thing here is Wither on hit and Envy. And some Chaos Res is pretty good as well. Surrender is just big, busty chance to block and armor and life recovery shield that you can get. You can just like get something else instead of it. It's not as crucial at all. Then with our helmet, we do have some good mods here that we are taken from our Eldritch stuff, but they're not mandatory. Some additional physical damage taking as fire, which is gonna be good. Some plus to maximum res. All these things are just a good additional defensive stuff. We do have here chance to suppress spell damage, maximum life, a bunch of flat life regen, plus 2 to level of all minion skill gems, which is just mandatory as hell, and some res. Then with our body armor, the Covenant, it gives us just enormous amounts of damage. So socketed gems are supported by level 29 added chaos damage. That is very, very powerful for your poisonous SRS. It's gonna be basically 7 link. Then it gives us a bunch of energy shield, which is good. It will give you this big pseudo mana just buffer there. It gives us some increased maximum life, and skills gain a base life cost equal to 100% of base mana cost. It's really not a problem for us at all. Then we do have our gloves. They give us again chance to suppress spell damage, some life, minion deal increased damage, lightning resist. You can see here it's just very basic, very like day 1, 2, 3 item. Then with boots, we do have some movement speed, resistance, chance to suppress, and life. With amulet, it's a Jinx Juju, so it gives you some chaos res. It gives you some attributes as well. Increases effect of non-curse auras from your skill, and 10% of damage from hits is taken from your Specters life before you. So that's just an additional defensive stuff. You can get here a bunch of different other stuff that can increase your defense or offense. It all depends on you. It's just a good like day 1 to 3 placeholder for it. We allocate Entrench as our passive. Then we do have with our rings there, one of them is based on Bone Ring that gives us our minions some additional elemental resistances. But again, with our Cluster Jewels, they aren't gonna die for first 4 seconds, and that's very powerful by itself. Then we do have here otherwise just res, some max life, and additional mods for our minions to have attack speed or maybe damage or maybe additional resistances, but probably you mostly want to spec on damage. Then again, some increased damage, reduced effect of chill on you, that can be pretty good as well in defense-wise. Again, more chaos res, more res, and just additional maximum life. With belt, we are using Darkness Enthroned. That gives us an ability to use 2 more Ghastly Eye jewels, which are gonna be mandatory for us to have because minions have chance to poison enemies on hit. We do want to stack all the chance to poison enemies on hit from our jewels to have 100% for our SRS to be poisoning enemies constantly, and otherwise it's just going to be some flat damage and some otherwise utilitarian stuff. Then with our flask, we are taking 1 instant divine flask with immunity to bleeding and corrupted blood. We do have here amethyst flask that gives us some chaos res, silver flask that gives us onslaught, yeah, it's just gonna make you faster, granite flask for additional armor, and quicksilver flask for additional movement speed as well. So yeah, like SRS, summon raging spirits, they are quite fast minions, and you want to zoom, so your ability to zoom through the map is going to be kept probably more by your movement speed rather than by movement speed of your aggressive minions, aggressive and very freaking fast minions. And that's it with this guide. I guess if you are interested in more content like this, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's gonna be, it's quite good starter. It is a reliable boss killer. It is pretty good map clearer. It has just enough of damage with this basic setup. I hope you're having fun playing PoE. Have a good day and goodbye.